What's going on, guys? It's Jake. Today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the possibility of Beyblade Burst, at least for Hasbro's Beyblade Burst, coming to the Nintendo Switch or even the 3DS. So, let's get right into it. So guys, just to provide a little bit of context and backstory, both the original series of Beyblade, Bakuten, and the Metal series had video game releases. The original series, Bakuten, had stuff come out on the Game Boy and on the GameCube. And then the Metal series had stuff come out on the DS, the 3DS, and I think they had one game on the Wii. And Beyblade Burst, at least in Japan, continues this trend. It's had 2 releases on the 3DS so far, Beyblade Burst and Beyblade Burst God. But where we haven't seen anything yet, and the first season is already over, is for anything Hasbro. There hasn't been a single video game release yet, which is pretty new. In the Metal series, there was a game for Metal Fusion, Metal Masters, and Metal Fury, and I think there might have been one planned for Shogun Steel, except I think it was canceled because Shogun Steel didn't really sell that well. But there hasn't even been a game for Hasbro yet. And so they're kind of breaking this pretty serious trend. And in my opinion, it's not because the 3DS is dying or because video gaming is dying or portable console stuff is dying or anything. It's definitely not it. The 3DS has sold millions beyond millions of units, and they continue to sell a lot. I think they've passed 70 million, and it's like, I'm pretty sure that metric is way off. I'm sure they've sold more than that. But sales for the 3DS definitely aren't, trailing off or anything. They're lowering a little bit because support for the 3DS is kind of trailing off a little bit. But it's still booming, that's for sure. And if you're lucky enough to get one early on like me, or you're planning on getting one, a Nintendo Switch, at first, maybe putting a game on the Switch might have been a little bit risky, considering that the Wii U really didn't sell that well at all, and that system was out for 5 years. So maybe making a game on the Wii U wouldn't have been that smart of a choice. But in 10 months, the Switch sold 10 million units. And since then, I think it sold an extra 3. So as of late January, the Switch has already sold more than the Wii U has its entire 5-year lifespan. And this thing's been out for not even a year yet. Early March, I think March 4th, so just in a couple of days, will be the 1-year anniversary. So, why is there no game? So first, just to kind of confirm that maybe there is a game coming soon, maybe there isn't, I actually emailed my contact at Hasbro, kind of asking her if, is there a game planned for either the Switch, which I prefer, and I'll tell you why later in the video, kind of what my wish list would be, or the 3DS, which would be probably the better choice in terms of sales, but I kind of asked that question. Maybe there's one in the works that I don't know about. And she got back to me a couple days later, and she said she cannot confirm any release of any game release, but she will contact the team and for more details, but she never really replied to that or never followed me up on that. So as of right now, just from my contact at Hasbro, it doesn't necessarily mean there is no game. She didn't say there is no game planned or there is no game in development, but she is not going to be able to confirm it, which could mean that there is no game coming. It could mean that they're going to try to keep it a secret up until now because it's not ready and they don't want people spreading false news about it, whatever. But as of right now, it's kind of in a limbo. Will there be a game release? I really hope so, but I can kind of see on the other side why there wouldn't. Now, the reason why there possibly wouldn't be a game on the Switch or the DS is that they already have a game on the App Store. And sure, they had Beyblade Battles online years ago, and they still released a game, but it definitely wasn't the same. It didn't have the same appeal. I don't think it has nearly as many users or downloads or just usages in general as the Beyblade app or the Beyblade Burst app. And it's definitely, you had to go online, enter in a code, you can train. It was kind of meh. I just think it was a little bit ahead of its time. It wasn't really that great. I didn't really have too much fun playing it, which is why back when I did unboxings for Metal Fusion and that series, I kind of just gave away the codes because I never really cared about it too much. But now they have a pretty popular and honestly a pretty good game on the App Store. It's not even just a fully on game. It's kind of social because you can do online battles. You can go head to head. You can customize. There's just a lot of stuff you can do. You can now scan your Beyblades through just a QR code, which is, you don't even have to buy the Beyblades to get them on your collection. You can earn them just by playing the game, and the codes that are on the Beyblades aren't one-time use either. So if you see someone does an unboxing like I do, I always show off the QR code so you can scan it yourself. But would you rather invest, if you're Hasbro, or whoever makes the game, but Hasbro kind of makes that decision, would you rather invest in an extra game or just keep investing in the toy line and then making your app even better? Because when you look at it, they have a lot of similarities, the game for Metal Fusion and the Beyblade Burst app now. You can launch your bays, you can customize your bays. The only thing that's really lacking is kind of a story mode. That's really it. That's all it's lacking. So if we got a game on the Switch or the DS, unless they kind of revolutionized how it worked or really changed it up, we'd basically be getting a port or just a game that's very similar to the app. So really, would it sell well if you could just get it for free on your phone instead of spending like $30 to $40 on it? And if it's on the Switch, probably closer to $40. Now, first of all, the Switch is way more powerful than the 3DS is. That is for sure. So you can definitely sync a lot more graphics, a lot more resolution in there. You can definitely make the game feel more alive and look a lot better. It'd be really cool too. I don't really think they'd do it if they pulled like a Dragon Ball kind of vibe with their games, because Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Dragon Ball Fighter Z, they kind of take on this anime aesthetic to it, which is really cool. So it'd be pretty awesome if they could, maybe make the Beyblades and the characters, have 3D modeling instead of just like a sprite or like a picture, and they have like a kind of anime aesthetic to it. That'd be really cool. But the game is a hybrid console, which means that you can take it on the go and you can play it while you're at home. You can connect it to your TV. And it's the same game both ways. So you can have people taking it to and from, which is already going to be kind of a seller. It'd be really cool if what you could do is have like a launcher in one hand and then have a string launcher or like a ripcord launcher like right here. Kind of depends on how you want to grip it. Or you can go like this, you can change your grip style and actually grip it yourself. Because these remotes are actually really, really smart and they're really strong. And they're pretty accurate too because they have the gyroscopes built in and everything. So if you go like this, you can launch it and it would actually track your launching power in real time. And also, put in a story mode that's, kind of decent where you can either, I don't know how they would do it, either they can control your own Beyblade or you can play Vault, which the story mode never really matters, but definitely hit on customization because that's going to be very, very important. Obviously, I kind of prefer if they went the way of, having your own blader, which would be really awesome, where you can customize your hat, your goggles, or the way you look, whether you're a boy or a girl, obviously. Kind of add a little bit of a role-playing element to it, where you can customize your launcher, customize your Beyblade, whatever. That'd be pretty great. Now this is kind of reaching, but guys, imagine a game for Beyblade, right? Where you can customize your blader, customize your launchers, customize basically everything. And the game is like open world Pokemon, sort of, where you can go around and you can battle people, or people will be like, battle me. And you can battle them real time using this. You don't have to use it. You can still use buttons if you want, if you're like mobile and you can't really move around. But you can do the kind of handheld mode like this and rip it yourself and actually battle these people and get points and get money that you can put towards upgrading your bay buying new colors for your Bey if you don't want to upgrade parts at all, whatever. And then there's big story moments where you get to fight Vault and get to fight Louie, get to fight Free, get to fight, Red Eye if they, do it like that. And those would be kind of like gym leaders, sort of like each area, you'd have the big fight that would give you a lot of money, give you a lot of experience if they want to do experience, where you can really customize more. And then towards the end, I don't really know, there will be some new villain that's only for the game that you'll be able to fight. And just imagine it. It's open world. You get to roam around, rip your Beyblades. That'd be freaking amazing. And it'd definitely be way different from the app. Like, way different. To the point to where people wouldn't be like, oh, why am I getting this game? Why am I paying for this game when I can just get a free app instead? And if you really wanted to, maybe can have a way to, if it's possible, possibly connect the Switch game to your app somehow. Maybe you can get extra points if you connect it. Enter in your Blader ID that you have on the app, enter it into the game so it can kind of connect like that. And maybe it'll connect your friends lists so you can battle them. Maybe it'll give you extra points, whatever. I still think that'd be really cool. It'd be an incentive for people to buy the game, and it'd also be an incentive for people who have the game to get the app if they don't already have the app. Hasbro, why don't you hire me? I have a great idea, man. I have some really great ideas. I feel like everybody would want this, that is for sure. So the only problem is that would your game sell super, super, super well, considering that, only 13 million people have bought it so far. It's the fastest selling video game console of all time, that's for sure. But, maybe your audience isn't there. Maybe you want to appeal to younger people, and younger people don't really have the Switch yet because it's still kind of hard to find in some places, and it's still a little bit expensive. Then, maybe release a game on the 3DS instead, but kind of water it down and have it be like the app, and maybe that won't sell well because it's just like the app. But overall, what do you guys think? I would love to see Beyblade on the Switch, and this is a really freaking long video, but I would love to see Beyblade on the Switch. I think it'd be pretty great. Beyblade on the DS would be cool too, but definitely on the Switch would ring my bells. I really would want that. But tell me, what would you guys think? Video's done. But I'll see you guys next time. Have fun, and Bey away.